Playing shots out of the bunker has been a highlight of my game for a number of seasons now, and I'm quickly becoming known as a bunker wizard. But what do I do to make sure that I don't leave the ball in the bunker, and what do I do to make sure I play the best bunker shots possible? Because many mid to high handicap golfers really struggle when it comes to the sand. You see, if I was going to play shots out of this bunker now, even into the wind like that, you can see very rarely do I hit bad shots, very rarely do I miss strike shots, and that's what's so key when you're playing out of a bunker. You need to make sure you get the strike, you need to make sure you get the distance, and you need to make sure you get the height. They are three key things that can really help you play better bunker shots. But how do I do that? How do I get this strike every time?
I've kicked the camera, James.
Don't worry about kicking the camera, Chris. Guys, Chris is going to give you a drill for this a little bit later on in this video, but the key here is keeping two things: loft and speed. So if I wanted to play a further shot to that back flag, I'm going to have a little bit more speed. Oh, that really did cover me then. But you can see again, I'm covered in sand. You can see again there, I've got the distance control, I had the height, I had everything that I needed to get that shot. So in order to keep the speed, swing length has to stay pretty constant. And you can see I'm actually hitting behind the ball there. We've nearly holed that one. This is something which I worked on for quite some time when I was a junior, and it's a little bit like riding a bike. You almost really don't forget it. So how do I use this wedge? By the way, this is a $25 wedge that we got from Lou's Discount Golf here in Dallas. We are at Las Colinas Country Club. How do I use this bounce here? Because this is the key to make sure you hit good bunker shots. The last thing you want to do is introduce this, the leading edge, to that ball or even to the sand, because two things will happen, or one of two things will happen. If you introduce the leading edge to the ball, make sure no one stood there, that happens. That's gone 50 yards. I don't want it to go 50 yards, I want it to go the right distance. If I introduce the leading edge to the sand before the ball, because we all know the bunker shot is the only shot in golf where you don't really hit the ball, you hit the sand. But I need to make sure I hit it with the right part of the club, or that happens. And that's something which we see with so many golfers. You've got the speed, you've got the technique, but you've not got the club face at the right angle to make sure you're getting the correct shot. So what I want to do is actually open that club face up. If I look at the amount of loft on this club here, I'm opening this up for two reasons. We mentioned earlier we want to get the ball airborne, we want a nice trajectory off this club, but if I open that face up, yes, I'm adding more loft, but I'm also engaging the bounce here. So this is the angle at the bottom of the club, which I know a lot of people do think they know what bounce is, but effectively it is to slide under the ball like a hydrofoil through water. You like that one, Chris? Hydrofoil.
PGA special.
That was on the PGA exam, that's why I remember it. But if you do all these factors right, that's when you can really start to get your distance control. Oh, panned in. That was a little bit heavy. I'm worried now about the sand coming into my face. But if you want to play square face, you have to get a lot shallower and really try and move it forward. You can see how difficult that is. So the biggest myth when people are in a bunker is about setup. We often see people say, right, well, you need to aim left, you need to have the club face wide open, you need to chop across the ball, and yes, that might well come out, but there's no, look how much that ball has spun to the right there. There's no kind of standard spin on there, there's no neutral spin axis, should I say, whereas a much easier way of getting this ball out is actually aiming square at your target. Yes, I want the ball forward in the stance because I want a nice shallow angle of attack. I want to enter the sand before the ball. I'm still going to open the face up, so you're thinking, well, James, that means that the loft is pointing right. If I were to hit a shot like that, yes, it would go slightly to the right there, as you can see. But what we're going to do here is we're going to have that set up, and I'm actually, can you see me there? I'm actually going to have the handle lowered down. So what that does with the loft, if I were to open the loft up there and then lower it down, it actually points it straight forward by lowering that handle down. It's a really cool way of doing it, and it actually engages the bounce a little bit more for you as well, so it's a great way of doing this. And I really like just how hard you can hit that, and then just how much spin you can get in it like that one. Guys, Chris is now going to throw a drill at you to help you with this. Make sure that you are not scared of bunkers. Yes, we don't want to go in them, but it's important not to be scared of them if you do.
So guys, what we need is some drills for you to be able to go down to your, hopefully your practice bunker, or even if you're out on the golf course just playing around in the evening, where you can start to get some feedback and start to figure out what you are doing and why you might be leaving it in there. First of all is obviously opening the club face, which what James mentioned about, and he touched on about getting a little bit further away and the handle lower at setup. And a good visual for that is, like James said, if I open this club face and just open it to the right, that loft would point straight to the right. So there, it's not pointing towards my target. If I now lower my hands, you will see if I put a T on there now, the loft is actually pointing straight up. So it's straight up into the air, so that's going to return and get the ball started on the line we want. So getting a little bit further away, getting a little bit lower into the sand. Oh, that was
catch.
What a shame. We'll be able to get that loft pointing straight up. Then we can obviously think about what club we want to select from here. So if I do that much better, that loft is now pointing up, and even from this relatively deep bunker, I'll be more confident getting it up and over. A lot of people from here will try and hang back and get that ball out. Like James says, that might work, that's just ran off the edge of the green, but we've caught a long way behind the ball, and that's what we see from a lot of people. So we're either going to catch it really heavy if there's a lot of sand in your bunkers. If there is little amount of sand in there, we're going to drop kick that, we're going to catch it with a leading edge, and we're going to send that bullet that goes 50 yards. So when you're in the bunker, we want to get your feedback, and a nice easy way when you're practicing is to draw a line in there, take your setup, and just have some practice swings. So go away from the golf ball, we know we can't do this in tournament, but make some swings and start to see, right, where am I entering the sand? Nice and easy there, I can see I'm right on that line, so that's just before the ball. I'm then going to get the ball, that's going to go up, and that's going to be nice and consistent with my flight, my spin, and the control on distance. If, on the other hand, I hit a shot in a practice bunker, and I go, right, nice and easy there, my low point was probably 5 inches behind the golf ball. If we're hitting there, the club is either on its way up or it's going to have taken a lot of speed out, and that ball is going to finish like James's great example earlier, and it's going to finish in the bunker, and that's not where we want to be, because that's going to cost us more shots. We want to be, even if we're on the green, guys, anything out, we're not too worried about how close you get. We want you to be on the green and giving yourself the best chance of two putting, which is going to help you lower your scores and keep your round going. So I can then come in, do a couple more, make sure, right, yes, good. And if my low point is before the line, we can start to think, right, where is my setup? Have I got that ball position way back? Is that why my low point is back here? We can play around with your ball position, we can make sure you're in the right place, and we've got a nice solid base to turn off. The next thing you can do is to start to see if you are cutting across the ball, because James also mentioned that we see the old school way, and the way me and James was taught, is to cut across the ball. It was to aim way left, nowhere near our target, and really come across the ball. We're putting a lot of side spin on there, and James hit a fantastic shot with a lot of side spin, but he had no idea where it was starting and how much it was going to spin. So once we've drawn the line in here, we could also draw a straight line, and from there we're going to be able to get the ball on that line and start to see what our divot is doing, what is our path doing, is it consistent, is it neutral. I can then give myself some really good feedback. If I hit this shot now,
oh, what a shot,
started on line, and I can see that my path has worked with that line. You'll see the line there, that has worked exactly where we wanted it to be. It's nice and neutral, there was plenty of loft on the club, it's obviously open, but it started on the intended line I want. So when you're down in the bunkers, give yourself some feedback. It's the only place, and this is going to really help you with your short game as well. We're going to do a couple of short game videos this week explaining how to control low point. In the bunker is the best place to practice that, because we can see visually where we are hitting the sand, why we are doing that. Is it your setup? Is it your release? What is causing you to leave the ball in the bunker or send it 50 yards? So guys, that's a couple of drills and tips you can do in the bunker for feedback, so you can enjoy your practice, so you can start to improve your bunker play and help you get good at golf.